And they're not the only ones, right? Like it's unfair to really just single them out, but they're one of the big names, right? So that's why they get singled out. I mean, you could say the same thing about Four Angry Men. You could say the same thing about, I mean, shoot, you could say the same thing about Sonics yesterday, honestly. Virtus Pro, they're kind of struggling as well. So, I mean, there's a number of teams that are having a rough time, but unfortunately for FaZe, their chances are running out.
Well, when we talk about all of these numbers, we'll just go ahead and give you guys some quick breakdowns on some math. Whenever you have a very big, heavy point sponge that's eating up everything, it makes it to where those numbers, where we're talking about 60-point thresholds, they get a bit looser because the fact that all these points are going on to one or two teams, and therefore the threshold is going to drop down a bit.
Sure.
So whenever we see somebody like TSM just at 54 points in 5 games, holding down almost 11 points per game right now, if they have another big game, that will change the threshold. And with only, 12 games that each team is playing, that's very, very flexible.
Yeah, I mean, TSM's been siphoning up points. KDF has been siphoning up points. I mean, they've got the most points on the day so far with 57. Those 2 wins coming in huge for them. So it's just not really leaving a lot of room for FaZe to negotiate. So another hard South plane. So maybe this time we'll see them get a circle that could be a little bit more favorable.
See, T1's already playing for the Millie base. We've also got Falcons that are making a shift in rotation. I mean, Nolene's pretty far away from playing paths, so no surprise that they're going to go over there. I mean, who wants to go back to Nolene right now? If you are Na'Vi or
oh, gross.
That is spicy. I like it.
Okay. Ew. That's how you want to end your day, huh? Okay. That's not great for our teams in Group B. I mean, it might be great for FaZe. Hey,
yeah, this is a great circle for FaZe.
Yeah, I mean,
well,
look,
maybe.
Maybe. Right? Maybe it's the best circle ever, and maybe it's the worst thing that could ever happen. Who knows? But Na'Vi taking over the Falcons' normal looting spot over there near Mill to Power, and oh no.
Somewhere just getting spotted out. Cerberus. I mean, Cerberus needs points.
They do.
This is a great start to the last game for them.
They definitely do, and yeah, I mean, you talk about the slow start for Himas, and maybe it is, look, duck my, he's happy about that one. I mean, that's one thing I can always love about this Cerberus team is every time you look at them, they're always laughing, and they're always goofing off, they're always happy, and never seems like any amount of stress is getting to them. Right? Slow start to the day so far. Could be tilting to some teams, not to this guy.
I mean, they know that they're good. We've seen the capabilities of this squad, so I wouldn't be surprised if maybe this is the tear up, right? If you're going to really just go and have your best game of the day, this is the opportunity. This is the way to start it, and coming in with laughs and having a good time. That's what you need to see.
Well, 4 a.m. You saw them 4 deep in the Dacia. They are heading up to Yasnaya to do a little looting, probably a little late rotation into this zone, coming in from the north side now. Now the question here, though, Matchroom. So say you're Falcons or say you're T1. You're on Military Island. You're looting up. Falcons in particular in Novo, inside the zone. Do you try to make the push to the mainland, or do you try to just secure yourself some boats and just hope for the best?
I would specifically try to find an emergency pickup at all costs. I don't care what team I am, emergency pickups are gold in this one. And you saw the fact that dust up was about vehicles off of the control drop, so Cerberus wanting to make sure that they picked that one up. But I mean, this isn't necessarily a 50-50. It does feel like it leans a bit more into north.
This should go north.
But this really feels like a bridge game, man.
Yeah. I mean, look, by all rights, this should go north. But that just makes me even more...
Circle 2.
Yeah,
that's the problem with Circle 2.
I think it's even more going to go south. And I forgot to mention, Luna Galaxy also looting up on the very, very south side of Military Island as well. So 3 teams over there. None of them really look like they're making moves to do any, fast looting immediately, getting to the bridge, going for the rotations before anybody has a chance to camp. It looks like they're just taking their time, getting everything that they need. TSM... We've seen them play these circles millions of times. They will take their sweet time looting up there, and they will come in there when they are darn well good and ready, even if it means eating blue until the second circle.
Well, they've got to be careful because AGG is actually also moving over to Everest as Valitai's Latte is over here. So lots of teams wanting to get information on what's going on around them. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a couple of early rotator teams and then everybody else waiting to see how the circle plays out.
AGG's going after TSM right here. There is no other reason I can think of to why they would loot up a Gatka split, get everybody together, and then go north to come camp out on Everest hang out on Everest or put themselves in a position maybe. TSM's going to have to have their eyes on and see this and hopefully prepare for it. Meanwhile, 17, they're going to take a spot, well, stop off rather, and just, this is just outside of the zone, so probably scouting out near Ferry Pier, although Cerberus has already taken over hold of that.
I do like this because a bit of that peninsula kind of, well, I wouldn't say peninsula, but the area along the coast kind of makes a small peninsula where you can step out. It's just a couple of feet, but you should be able to get vision down in the low ground, and that's where Cerberus is playing. Because remember, just on the outskirts of those double barns, it's a big drop down into the coast. So 17 wanting to get some information might have to do with BB team, though. I don't think that BB is going to stop off too much more. Yeah, they're going to stop there, figure out what's going on in front of them. So just kind of putting your back up against this coastal wall means the fact that you don't have to worry about too many traps, and nobody's really set one just quite yet, but there's the potential for a few. Looks like our Millie team is definitely hoping this goes Millie, except for Falcons, who have decided the fact that they're going to go across. They're going to lean in, and they're going to be playing right below Milta. They've already got themselves a foothold in there. They did leave Roth back behind in Novo, but he might cross it and give him a moment.
Uh-oh, BB team getting there just a hair too late, and 17 in perfect position.
Good trap.
To camp this out. Not sending anything just yet. They're waiting to see if BB team will just stop down, but there you go. Xiaowu going to take a few shots, and yeah, I think BB team just going to have to pull away, and yep, okay. I think they got a pretty good read on where everybody might be here.
I love them for 17 that they had Ghost hop in a vehicle and just kind of corralled that. They was trying to block out the exit point for it so the other two members that were just playing to the south of them could get a very good firing line, at least slow them down, maybe make them turn.
I tell you.
Doesn't quite get it, though.
AGG, you just saw them. They are camping this bridge to the north here. They've got Surtee still on Everest, so we'll keep an eye on that as TSM still finishing up their looting. Meanwhile, 17 spreading out, seeing if they can maybe find an angle on to BB team, but nothing really presenting itself right now. I think all Xiaowu wants to do here is try to see if he can maybe get into Throwable's range, or at least just flush this kill.
Yeah, anything that they can get. This has stalled them. They are not moving into the circle, so that does mean that Cerberus is leapfrog ahead of them, and therefore there is an opening, but also E-Arena looks like they're on a pathing to kind of play along this coast. This is usually a safety play, so I love that 17 realized how people are going to be moving through the circle. We do have Suju that does go down in this one, so that just means it's going to be the catalyst.
Yeah, Spiro gets Suju, but immediately gets traded back. So Phil first does manage to get to a doozy. Xiaowu going to try to send it over. He spots him out and manages to land the shots on the rezzing guy. That's some good shooting there from Xiaowu. Good target selection. And now, just like that, BB team left down to best of luck.
Uh-oh, TSM making their rotation now. Looks like doesn't get read entirely by AG, but does get some shots in. Luke is going to go down, and Sparking is going to go down as well. Last bullet going to tag him as he goes into the water. Two members for TSM down and out, but the other two have already passed this gate kept position, and they're on their way to Boatyard right now, so they should still be alive for the time being. Should find some pathing, and maybe depending on how Valley Tai plays this one, but Xiaowu looks like the reses did come out on the side for 17, and it's just going to have to be relentless. I mean, BB team, what can you do at this point? You just got to have to let it happen.
Yeah, best of luck is just going to try to survive for a little bit longer. Hope for maybe E-Arena to come send it over here, but it looks like E-Arena is going to avoid this area altogether. Meanwhile, I mean, you got to give props to AGG. That was, they knew exactly what TSM does. They knew their trends, and they put themselves in a perfect position to get two pretty free points off of that. Now, that being said, TSM tends to hold a grudge.
Yeah, and they've got a lot of points to play with right now. I mean, pretty much qualified for the grand final already on the first day. So this is a squad you're going to have to keep an eye on moving forward. AGG, I'm going to curious to see how they make modifications around this moving out as well. E-Arena has managed to make landfall just to the south. This is going to be the two members for 17 who have already managed to find some type of pathing. That does open up BB team's best of luck with the potential of maybe kind of swimming over to the circle. He can at least get into it at this point. But E-Arena opening this path up, nothing around them, all the way to farm. Nobody's in farm. Nobody's along Death Road. So they're pretty comfortable in position. Don't have anything to worry about for right now. But TSM, as well as AGG, could be coming to path similar to this.
Yeah, that was real smart stuff from 17. They obviously took care of BB team for the most part, leaving best of luck by himself. But they did keep eyes on Cerberus, who was hanging out in Ferry Pier. Saw Cerberus move out. They took a position just to the north of Milta, near the crossroads. And so they knew that they had the entire coast, really, that they could work with. So working out really, really nicely for them right now.
Okay, so we can see the stack-ups now happening around Milta Power, and I've got to ask you, Poro, do you believe that Chaos is a ladder? Because most of our teams are in the north. We haven't seen Circle 2 pop just quite yet. There's a potential for some of these squads that really need points to have a big moment here.
A T1, they had an E pickup. They sent Alpaca up into it, and there it goes. Going to go north. Alpaca, I think, just using that as an opportunity to scout out what was ahead of them, and he's going to find out that Luna Galaxy is ready and waiting. So Falcon's making the right call to make the push across the water already, and it is still, I mean, that's still 50% water circle right there.
Here comes the Compress. We've already got VP and KDF hopping inside of vehicles. E-Arena is going to be having a path right back behind Cerberus, as it's going to be Valley Tie back behind them. 17 on the hunt for the circle just to the south of that. FaZe trying to regroup. Looks like they're going to go down to the, I guess, the repair shop that's going to be just down to the south, right along the line for the peninsula, close to where the Falcons are going to be. Team's going to be playing away from them, of course. No surprise, given the way we've been seeing them play. Luna Galaxy, T1, already making crosses around the bridge. Best of luck still forever away. If they're best of luck, this is the furthest circle you could possibly get away from where you were soloed out at the time, as TSM is going to take an emergency pickup and make their way into the circle as two members coming in blind. Pretty scary.
We'll see what happens. I mean, this is one of those circles where you're not going to see any splits. You're going to see all teams 4-man deep in every single compound, because you can expect this to happen as E-Arena going to push right onto Virtus Pro. They immediately find two. Can they find another one? The car is flipping as they make the push in. Luca Rux down to 15 HP. Only 8 bullets left in that AK. He's waiting to get crashed here.
E-Arena just cannot find a point right now. Pretty good defense coming out from VP, but Petrogor Road's going to spot out some of that defensive line already. Jacob at least manages to get in, get Nixie, get him down. VP holding the bottom part of this one. Jacob looks like he's got a good toss on that nade. Looks like a juke around. No, Lucarux doesn't quite hear it. He's going to go down. Now VP in a lot of trouble. Just one member up. Evie playing medic right now, trying to make sure that he can get his team back together, as a lot of our focal point has managed to come into this moment. I love this. TSM actually went all the way out into the water. They're floating back into this one. T1 Airborne right above this position just to the south. I'm curious to see where they go, as well, as this firefight is not quite done.
Oh man, this is so brutal for Virtus Pro. They got there in time. They had all 4 members in. They had Quizzy just off to the side to be the little side angle man, and unfortunately for them, just Jacob just being a problem. As you see, Quizzy will get flushed out by SoSed, as 4 angry men will play along the coast. It doesn't look like they're looking over towards ALO or Purdy Curdy. Meanwhile, T1 trying to send it to Milta Minor, but Petrichor Road 4 deep inside. They'll find Raining, but Alpaca going to find themselves on the rooftop. Zenith will try to get some shots over in there. He will get a knock on Ixlef.
There's nowhere to go. Unexpected Alpaca up on top of everything, going to go ahead and rain down the damage. There was a cost coming in for T1. He's the last one up. He at least has a safety position play for right now. Hasn't been able to spot out anything. 2 members bleeding out, and that is so hazardous to jump down and go after him. He's got himself a point to play for right now. Do you go after your teammates? And it looks like he's playing against that wall. He's just playing for safety.
I mean, T1, it's they had to go somewhere. Unfortunately, that's where they...
And here comes 4 angry men as well.
Hey,
they just decided, hey, we heard the firefight. We're going to go ahead and roll into this one. And you can see the Petrichor Road with their last member trying to pick up something. And Ming's got himself a way to handle maybe this 4 a.m. push, though.
Oh, man, again, Petrichor Road, we're 40. Now, Milta Minor, obviously, a lot harder to hold down than some of these other compounds that we see, but still really paying the price here, as Alpaca will finally drop down from the roof. Ming just going to hold the angles. As you see, 4 a.m., they read that very, very well. I mean, they saw the drop coming through, they saw the kill feed light up, and they saw an opportunity, and they went for it. New Circle's going to pop, and it's still going to have a lot of water in it.
FaZe living on destiny right now, hoping they can get it. VP wants to get rid of Jacob so bad right now. They've got shotguns, they've got flashes. They can't quite make the push entirely. Just a defensive 2v1 separating this out, as we have an emergency pickup coming in from AGG. Looks like they might be heading to the coastline, as we did see TSM land in the water kind of close to over there a moment ago.
Tell you what, man, say what you will about E-Arena, and they haven't had a great day so far. Performance has been a little bit slow, but Jacob is a problem.
He is.
And he can be a problem for a lot of people, but he's not going to be a problem there at the end for Luca Rux, as a VP will get their 3rd kill, but they are knocked down to 2. But they still have to defend that compound.
AGG just airdropping into this right now. Nowhere to go. Zest kind of eyeing, maybe going over to Miner as well.
He doesn't want to mess around with this at all.
This is a catastrophe. Anybody that seems to be coming in here right now, but it looks like 4 Angry Men already read it. Good throw. Stepping away, and it's going to be Panzerfaust on both sides. Goes for the peek, but the 4 Angry Men, Panzerfaust pops off first.
You think ZPN saw him coming? He saw he had the Panzerfaust in his arms too. He's like, Panzer faster than your Panzer. And he's going to replace that, I'm sure. Is that Panzerfaust working out pretty well as the push coming through from AGG, but immediately Bobo going to find the knock. But Alpaca, he finds the angle. He's going to get involved as well, and now he's got some grenades to throw back at him.
Well-cooked nade. Looks like he's just trying to see if he can get a flush out onto that one and get some more points. Just trying to play for survival at the time. 4 Angry Men unexpected in that, realizing the fact that they now have to go a bit more salvage and a bit more defense. Valley Tie hears this. They've got Latte that's playing to the east of Miner, and it looks like Unique might be playing to the north. They hear this firefight, see an opportunity. Maybe they might pounce in behind this, but they've got to be careful because Freaks are going to be just to the east of them and get in a bit of harassment of their own. So Valley Tie does look like they are going to have to commit.
I was going to say, man, this might not be the end of this train as Valley Tie is basically going to be forced to push in here, and Freaks, as long as they keep an eye on the kill feed, they might be the next one to arrive. Here's Valley Tie going to lay down the smoke wall, try to survive a little bit longer. Now Unique is still inside Milton Major, and he is looking over, but it looks like Freaks, they have their vehicles on the move, and they are getting ready to make a push.
Valley Tie has just been rocking right now. They're starting to get more comfortable as this goes. Alpaca, though, you can see up on top, just any points that he can manage to salvage right now is just going to make him feel that much better. Bean going to be creeping up back behind Valley Tie to get some more harassment in. They have left back Salute pretty far. Luna's trying to cross in over here to the west, and that's going to be bumping in right into 17 Gaming. Spray's going to come out, does manage to take down Poza almost off the get-go. The rest of the members for 17 Gaming going to be playing the hill just to the east of it, so it's all going to be on his Xiaobei to try to defend. He's got a lot of angles of moving targets around him, but he does have support from his teammates.
Well, Haven will wake up, though. He's going to get the knock on a Xiao Wu and pays the price for it. He has to retreat and heal up a little bit. Meanwhile, you can see on the map, sweet Best of Luck swimming on over from the south side as we wait and see what happens with this 17 Luna Galaxy fight. Xiao Wu hadn't been flushed, so that is resible. As you see Falcon's going to go and make the move and share the compound just off to the west of FaZe.
Dancing around 17 wants to get more. It's just as Kraken last one up. So Smoke's going to come out, get some defense. Doesn't have any good sight lines onto it, so no surprise. Maybe trying to go for a safety play, but he is going to get spotted. A couple of bullets going to be coming out. He's going to make his way over to the north, tries to make the Wizard Tower. He's going to get spotted out by Cerberus. Soulsy going to finish it. Meanwhile, the rest of the claps coming in. KDF is going to be making a move down to the south where TSM is going to be playing from, and Valley Tie could be trying to gatekeep out anything going on with his 4 Angry Men. And the thorn in their side that is Alpaca, this dude just won't die. He will not let them go after him. They've got 4 members, and they have been tied up here forever. He is just stalling them out so much. And now he's shifted over. He's going to hear the footsteps. He could spray into this the moment they step onto that catwalk. Look, they're right in front of them. They don't know. They expect him to be on the top. This is so smart.
The call is coming from inside the house, 4 a.m. And look at it.
Oh, they spot him down low. Bobo played it.
They left Bobo behind to make sure that they didn't give him the okie doke, and that will go ahead and be the 3rd kill now for 4 a.m. T1. Their day is done.
That has got to be one of the most gratifying kills 4 Angry Men have ever got.
Well, Valley Tie now getting involved here as well. So 4 a.m. you got to get right back on the clock, and they immediately do spot out Kiss. But the circle is going to be pushing in right behind them here pretty quickly. Valley Tie already putting 3 people already on the inside zone. So Unique, the one on the backside, as Alo, he's working on his breaststroke here.
He's getting that aerobic exercise. Uh-oh, he's smiling. I never like it when you see Alo smile. That means he's got a bad idea for what's going to be going on. It's going to be TSM maybe making a push to the backside of Freaks. He's a player. He might go for it.
I mean, at this point, why not? This is how TSM's day's been going. Bobo will go down to Megalos, so Unique getting some support from his squad as he is stuck by the pipes, and Godv will be the one that finds him.
We have some support also coming out from VP, who has some sight lines into this one. So 4 Angry Men, all the attention that they had to put on to Alpaca means the fact that they had to surrender information and control around them, and VP and Valley Tie exploited that very quickly. No easy pathing coming out from them. They still have a wall that they can play from right now, but that's not really what they want to be working. They came here so they could get control over the area, and it has been 100% denied.
Yeah, they can be patient with this, though, because as you see, the zone is now finally starting to arrive, so Megalos can wait. He's going to spot out ZPon, get the first few shots in. The last headshot will do it, but he's got to pull down because Lucarux has an angle on all of this.
Yeah, we've got Na'Vi providing some, I guess, long-range support on anybody that tries to make a move. FaZe trying to fend up against Falcons. You're playing the high side circle, shifts very hard to the west. That's
not where I expected that to go.
No, so 17 in that coastal defense, very good position.
Unfortunately for Best of Luck, he does get spotted out by Lil Ghost of Xiaobei, but it looks like they haven't been able to take care of him just yet.
Look at the pinch that's happening on Freaks.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Halo's been spotted. Okay, now Kurt coming over here, though. They did manage to get one knock, got a second one as well, as the grenade. Was that is this Call of Duty?
That was Halo's
the grenade on death?
I mean, it's TSM, dude. We know them in throwables. Kurt coming over here saying, hey, find out.
Let him know, Kurt.
Just gotta know. Make sure it's safe over there. The other members for the Freaks are going to be playing with Heaven over into the west, who's going to have to contend with AGG. Valley Ty still contending up against this 4 Angry Men push. Not forget about the fact that VP has to deal with Cerberus, so that's now made a more open angle, and that is a very angry 4 men who want to get out of this position.
Damn. They took care of that pretty effectively here. 4 kills for Godby. The old man still got it in him. As Purdy Cardi will loot up a little bit more utility, start trying to make his way in, but yeah, unfortunate. FaZe spots him out, and it'll be Fex that finishes off TSM. They go out in 11th place, but not before they have had one heck of a day.
56 points on the day. TSM couldn't even get to 60. What's up with that? Okay, so let's look up to the north. 4 Angry Men, still they make a move. AG has to move, but they're in front of them. Heaven's still alive. It's going to be off to the side of AGG. AGG tried to play over to the north. They get spotted. They just get instantly blown up. Cerberus is going to have to make a move. So the north and the east are where a lot of our Catalyst movements are going to be going on. 4 Angry Men having to make a path around that. They want to go for Hillside. Looks like they are aware of where AGG is going to be at. But Sir T, this guy is a solo that is just absolutely wrecking squads. This last 2 games, he has been a menace.
Oh, I could have swore they saw him. He aimed right at him, but didn't take the shots, and they end up paying the price. They do go down, but 4 a.m., this is a heck of a game here at the end. Sir T will get spotted out by Heaven, so the last player for Freaks will find another point, but 4 a.m. they needed to have something here in this final game. But FaZe, they also need to have something big. They've got everybody up. They're going to push right into 17.
It's 2 squads that need it. FaZe, Cerberus making a big push and big play for right now. FaZe got some control over the south. That means it's 17 Gaming. You can see hopping inside their vehicle, going to shift to the north. That's a problem for Cerberus. Cerberus now going to have to contend with 17 on one side, Na'Vi on the other. Not a lot of cover to play from. Falcons still alive, 4-man up, in control over here. That's going to be FaZe's target. That's going to be closest to them. I wouldn't be surprised if this gets a lot more quiet very, very quickly. With these squads up right now, it is just near on silence out here. Nobody's taking any shots. It's all about repositions. Just to the north, a couple of shots from 17, but that's about it.
Yeah, FaZe and Cerberus, both teams that we talked about, the Des talked about needing to have more points here. They want to give themselves a little bit more room as they do not play tomorrow. They want to make sure that they ensure themselves that top 16. And they've got some competition here. A lot of full 4-man squads left up. And Falcons, it has been an awful day for them so far here today. They did well enough yesterday that it should be okay, but they would like to probably try to pull something off here in the end just to ensure that. And Na'Vi kind of in the same boat.
70 points for both the squads, so I mean,
Na'Vi's had a great day so far. Well, they had a big win in game 1, and then the rest of the day has been kind of meh, but they're set up here nicely for the end here.
Falcons got themselves that wizard tower, and that's where we're seeing some of the jockeying around going for. Meanwhile, you can see that 17 Gaming want to make sure that they deny anything out from Cerberus. Cerberus's line of assault looks like it's going to be pretty much south. That's all they can really deal with. So a hillside, you can see playing around the wizard tower is also going to provide some cover on those peaks for the hillside. That's just a really dirty angle to play from for Xiaobei. Like look at how much you have to expose yourself just to go for counter shots against him.
Yeah, that's not one you want to take there, and I think Cerberus is starting to figure that out as the zone does pop, and Cerberus has a lot of work to do. Na'Vi as well. They just hanging out inside that compound as long as they possibly can. Cerberus, they do have vehicles. I mean, they've got 4 vehicles, really, so lay the smoke wall.
Problem is they also have 4 teams that are looking at them.
That's true. That's true. They lay the smoke wall down. We'll see where they're wanting to go off of that cover, but Diffix smoke wall doesn't matter if you can get them before they get to it. And he will find Sololzi, but the rest of the boys have managed to make it through for now, at least.
Just aiming to the south. It looks like they're just going to go for center, maybe try to find some type of a dip to play for some vehicle fortification. Looks like they did find a ridge line to play from. It doesn't feel good. FaZe is pretty much on top of them, but this is the most you can do. You're hoping that maybe some of the other squads can have some control against them, but for right now, FaZe is locked down on that hillside. But once the circle compresses in, 17 and Na'Vi both have to move, and FaZe is going to be able to step up on that little small plateau and get a lot of vision in on specifically Cerberus's position.
Yeah, you see Falcons, it looks like they're specifically holding their compound until Na'Vi is forced to make a move, but Na'Vi doing their best to take shots back and not let them just have free fire over them. The smoke walls or smokes are getting dropped down. They're going to send two. Yep, Diffix is get that heel off and get in there, and now they're going to be on the move once again. Where are they going to go, Matt? There's only so many small little dips you can play, and it doesn't feel like anywhere is safe.
Pick a tree at this point. They're just gunning it in. Looks like they might have the exact same idea on where Cerberus was going to be, but Cerberus steps out of position. They've kind of maneuvered along this hillside. They're waiting to try to catch them out, but no, it's just going to be Na'Vi kind of moving around it. This is just problems for everyone. Duckmai still up. Moss is taking tons of damage on it. Na'Vi does manage to try to escape in, but a good nade come out from Duckmai is going to continue to finish this one out. Hakatori now the last one up, and it is a big problem. Zimas maneuvering down the hillside should find him. 17 Gaming doesn't want to step forward due to the firing shots coming out from FaZe.
Yeah, they're trying to get over here. They would love to be able to get some of these points, but Falcons and FaZe both keeping them from making that peak. Na'Vi will go down, and Hymas, Duckmai, the last two players left for Cerberus. 17, they can still work around. They will take a knock, but they can pull back and possibly get that res. So we are down to our top four, and it is going to be the 4v4 of Falcons and 17 versus 3 up for FaZe and 2 for Cerberus.
I mean, those couple of kills for Cerberus were big. Now sitting at 60 points, anything they get out of here is just going to make them feel better and better. Those kills coming in, big moment for them. 10 kills on the round so far, just absolutely massive. They're making sure to try to power through this last bit of the sprint, get the points they need, qualify for the grand finals, but it is not cemented yet. They want everything that could be had around them already weakened. Falcons going to be playing off to the north of this, kind of shifting in, trying to position around, get away from FaZe's sight lines, using these hills, but that means that they're going to be moving right into Cerberus.
You can see that leaderboard on your left-hand side. Cerberus now have hit that 60-point threshold, that 60-point mark. And we're not sure what that cut line is going to be, but you got to figure it's going to be at least bare minimum above 60. So Cerberus would love to be able to get a few more points than that. FaZe, meanwhile, only 2 kills so far this game. Nothing really exposing itself to them just yet, so they would love to be able to maybe get the win, get a few more placements off of this. They'll come alive a little bit later once it opens up a little bit more.
Dude, Falcons want to step out so much. They want to try to pick up something out of that. They want to get rid of Cerberus, but it's going to be FaZe defending from the high ground. FaZe not sitting on a ton of kills yet. They're hoping to get the placements. They're hoping that this high ground control will give them the victory of the game, secure the points that they need, but also they want to take down Falcons. They want every single kill that's available, but any peak that they go for is getting punished across the way from 17 Gaming. 17 Gaming, though, starting to get more loose, starting to move forward, starting to find the angles they want this. They realize that they could deny out, going for the shots in the hillside, doing a ton of work, but Fex can't find the angles to finish out what he wants. Finally does get the shots into Flood, but now it's going to be 17 Gaming, 11 kills, in control of the low ground. FaZe, what are you going to do?
They've got 17 pretty pinned on that low ground, despite the fact that they have 17 has a little bit more room to work with. We'll see how much utility they have, really. As you see, the smoke starting to come out, but the shots are coming through and they are landing. The knocks aren't coming just yet. Fex, though, he's going for that wide flank, trying to see if he can get a different angle here that maybe 17 isn't expecting.
This is such a scary approach. 17 Gaming, they know exactly where FaZe has been at for so long, and this is the pathing that we saw Falcons maneuver through. So this is the more eager approach on the angle, but the issue is 17 Gaming realizing the vulnerability of that, have multiple members already shifted in position, already eyeing to see if anybody's going to be creeping in over this. Vex is going to have to make some pretty big jumps, while Little Ghost just has so much vision of what's going on with Corexi.
Yeah, Little Ghost holding the line here as long as he can. Trying to see if he can maybe catch somebody peeking, maybe catch somebody slipping, or maybe catch somebody trying to rotate behind them. But FaZe opting instead to continue going around down south, more towards where Fex is. They're going to hold on to this high ground as long as they can, but you can see they're just outside of the new circle. So far, right now, the job for 17, just keep that smoke wall cycling.
Oh, they're making the shift down, and Little Ghost hasn't quite spotted the shift out of position yet. So Gustav finding some opportunities to move into the circle, getting circle control, Covered from Vex. One side, Corexy on the other. Corexy still holding this high ground, just like you were talking about. Going to have to make a move soon, but Little Ghost really hasn't been able to go for a peek. He's kind of trapped up into that position right now, and that means that multiple members for 17 Gaming are all stacked up on top of each other. Gustav is moving closer and closer, and yeah, that's what I thought. He's going to be trying to prep up the nade. He needs this. This is going to be big for FaZe. If they can secure these points, that's going to give them so much better of a position to manage to make it into the grand finals. Vex finds one off to the side. It's going to be Xiaowu that goes down, going for the flush, does manage to hit it, now lined into it, 3v3.
That was phenomenal teamwork on the part of FaZe. The grenade forced them to move, and they forced them to pull around, and that put him right into the line of sight of Vex, who read the assignment. He got the knock, he got the flush, and now FaZe acting on that initial knock. I don't know if they know about Lil Ghost though.
Oh, dude,
you can see Gustav keeps looking over in that direction, expecting something.
He's just trying to maneuver in. He's playing stealth right now. Drops down, waiting to see if anybody's going to go for the peek. He is revealed. Goes for the shots onto Gustav. Gustav reads it. Gets the knock on a Little Ghost. So FaZe now sitting at 5 kills, has the chance for more. Numbers advantage finally going their way, but 17 Gaming has control over the center of the circle. It is neck and neck between them, though. Jockeying around the peak of this hillside means that every single time you go for any shots, you are going to get revealed. And Suju oversteps just a bit, takes a ton of damage, but does not go down.
It was a hell of a read from Gustav to find Lil Ghost right off the bat, and then Corexy one shot away from taking out Suju. Is now FaZe 3v2. It looks like all offensive utility has been spent, and now it's just the flash party as it continues to come over. Nope.
Playing this one more casually. Got to be nervous about it. Figuring out if you can go for a move in. Yes, I know you can see the network lag, but we're also getting that in a couple of other spots.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Oh, no. What is happening?
Oh, dear.
Okay, there we go. Okay,
just a reconnection. We're right back.
It's just a spectator issue.
Okay, everybody's fine. Everything's cool, guys. Don't worry. Don't worry. All right, let's get back into it. 3v2 Flashbang Fiesta. As it looks like 17 just continuing to they're just going to flash every angle, every wrap that they might anticipate coming. They don't see anybody. They're just expecting it to come in.
Yeah, it's going to be all about being forced by the blue zone, and 17 Gaming doesn't have to make the move as much as FaZe does. FaZe kind of backs right up against the blue zone. This small hill going to be it. Now, yeah, I know. I love the idea of the pan, but might not want to do it just quite yet. One day it will. I mean, goes for the peek over, spots out Suju, gets some damage in right at the tail end of this. That's going to be absolutely massive. FaZe needs to pick up just a couple more points. Steps away from them are their destiny. The potential for grand finals right ahead of them, and they just are playing so calm, so composed. They're not overstepping. They realize 17 Gaming already feeling good about the grand finals. 86 points right now. They already know what they've got. Can they deny out FaZe? Quick exchange. One down on each side. Spray's coming out. Another FaZe member down, and it's going to be Xiaobai having to drop to his belly, but it's going to be Vex that reads it, picks him up, and gets the kill. FaZe takes the victory.
And you want to talk about a team that needed it. That is absolutely huge, not just for today, not just for the group stages, but for the entire rest of this tournament. FaZe turning it on in a big way here, and when it absolutely counted.
Did you see Gustav FaZe like, oh, I think he did it?
Yeah, sighs of relief everywhere after that one, because that was some scary stuff, man. But Corexy and Gustav especially, I mean, obviously Vex is just absolutely cracked, but Corexy and Gustav stepped up in a huge way there. And at the end game, when everybody, you're so used to just utility Fiesta, right?